Hello, my beautiful people. It's Adriana here. Welcome back to Body, Mind, and Soul Connector Inner Circle event. We are excited to have you here again. And for those that were going to watch this on replay, please comment below. Let us know. Say hello to everyone. Hello from my part, Adriana, Michelle, and Lorna, that she will be back right away. And hello to our guest. So what is about Body, Mind, and Soul Connectors Circle? It's about us coming together as soul providers, as body, mind, and soul providers to come together to help each other, to collaborate with each other, and share our gifts, because we all have beautiful gifts to offer. And I am excited to start this. So how we're going to do this today, we're going to go over on the circle, and everybody's going to have 30 seconds or so to say hello, where are you from, and what is your title? And then I will pass it on to Lorna, and Lorna's going to guide us to the next portion of this event. So say hello. I will start it. Hello, is Adriana, Adriana Di Marvel. I am currently in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, and my title is Mindset and Trauma Coach. So I'm going to pass it on to our beautiful guest today, Regina.
Hi. I'm Regina. I'm in South Florida, and my title is a couple of things. I am a certified holistic health coach, and I'm a licensed trainer of advanced conversational hypnosis.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Hello from the warm Florida. And now let's pass it on to Johan, straight from South Africa. Johan,
hi guys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you hear me? I can't hear anyone.
Can you hear us? Can you check your...
Sent him a message. We can hear you.
We can hear you. Okay, we're going to pass on to Michelle. Michelle, please introduce yourself.
I'm so excited, you guys, to be here. I am Michelle Beauchard. I call myself the natural entrepreneur, but I'm a digital doula. So I help people birth and grow their natural online offers. And I am on the west coast of Canada on Vancouver Island. Lorna.
Lorna.
Hello, hello. Sort of some ins and outs for all of us here today. I am here in Western Canada in British Columbia, and my title is somatic sexologist and sex and spirit alchemist of the feminine-led life.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Lorna. And Johan, if you can hear us, or if you can chat, check your chat. He's having kind of difficulties with his signal. Can you introduce yourself and let us know where you're from? No? He cannot hear us. He cannot. Can you speak? Can you hear us?
I think he's clicking out again.
He's keep trying to get on to see. Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Can you hear me? Oh,
yes.
Okay, awesome. Hi guys. I'm so sorry about this. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, my name is Johan. I'm from South Africa, and I'm a nutritionist and a life coach. So yes, I work with the head and the body, and I work with on the nutritional side with people suffering from diabetes, even cancer, but then also just people who would like to live a more healthy lifestyle. And then I also do life coaching sessions.
Oh, we lost him again.
Oh.
Okay, we will get back to you right away, because Lorna is gonna take over. Lorna's gonna take over right away. I don't think he can hear us.
Yeah, I think you
I don't know if
started.
you heard that.
We did. We did hear it.
We did. But we're gonna go on the second round, which Lorna's gonna take over, and that's when you're gonna have 5 minutes to dive more deep into your beautiful gifts. So Lorna, take it away.
All right. So Regina and Johan, it's wonderful to have you here with us. We're excited to hear more about what it is that you do and the gifts that you do bring to the world. So in this round, there are 3 questions. First one is, what are your gifts that you bring to the world? Who do you serve and how, and why? So you can answer them in different orders, weave them together however you choose. And the way that we're going to do this is we will have a little bit different, and hopefully Johan's line can continue to stay connected and we can hear. And again, we're just going with the flow here and it'll all work out. So the way we want to do it is, I'm going to just invite someone to share and I will say who that is. And in order to really be in this place, there's 2 things that we like to do. The first thing is this idea, and I speak of this from experience, that sometimes there's this, oh, I need to be telling what my thing is, and I'm thinking what I'm doing. And in the meanwhile, having done so, I lose connection with, and I'm not really listening to what the other people are saying. So our invitation to you is to just put aside what it is what you're going to be saying about your own thing, and just really be present to and listen to what's there. And then the person that shares before you, when it's your turn to share, then just take a piece that they have shared and acknowledge something. It might be something that, oh, I resonate, or we do the same thing, or I've been there, somehow that connects to what they've shared. Acknowledge it, and then go into your sharing of what it is that you do and answering those 3 questions. And again, the 3 questions: what are your gifts that you bring to the world? Who do you serve and how? And why? Why do you do what you do? So those are the things we're going to do. I will be putting up our timer. You'll have 5 minutes each to share. And in that time, just go with it. And the clock will be up there. You'll see the timer when I start it, and just follow it through. And just really excited for this time together. Really, what we really intend for this time is, as we've named it, is the connection circle, an opportunity to really connect in. And yeah, those commonalities, those pieces where we find over and over again that it's no accident who it is that chooses, number one, to be a part of the circle, the connection circle, and the ones that connect on that that particular week. It's no accident, the ones that come together. So it's always just a beautiful time together. So again, welcome Regina and Johan. All right, I'm going to start, please, with, I'm feeling Adriana. We're going to start with you, please.
So I want to start with asking you a question. How many times did you felt overwhelmed in your life by your own emotion or maybe someone else's emotions? Or how many times did you feel burned out with so many things to do and you didn't know what's happening with you? What do you want? What you don't want? Because you had so much past traumas in your life that kind of hunting you, that, you had to be in a certain way. You grow up, people or situations or family or parents told you that you have to be in a certain way, that you have to act this way, that you have to get married, that you have to have a child, that you have to do the house and the college and the, all these things. And then maybe one day you wake up on a point of your life where you're like, but that's not me. Why do I keep doing these things that are not represent me? Because I don't feel like I'm real to myself, and then I feel like I'm not real to others. This was me so many years, growing up in a indoctrination culture in Romania, coming from the patriarchal culture, coming from men above woman, men does the cleaning and the cooking, and you keep your mouth shut and don't have an opinion, and men just do their own thing. Growing up with that, for me, that was my normal. So then when I got out of that culture and when I started, I went to States, to Florida, and I went to many other places in this world. And then I realized wait, that's not how we need to be. There's other ways that you can be. And then I started discovering my own self. And then, life throws you these turbulences or these adversities in your life to teach you something, to show you what you're not seeing. And I went through divorce after 8 years of marriage. I went through a lot of things that I didn't work on from my childhood past. And then I realized that none of that was me, and everything is just a perspective. You know, I love this quote that Wayne Dyer says, is my favorite quote ever. The way you look at things is, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at changes. And that for me, when I started listening him and I started reading his books and I started getting into self-development, I realized that everything is just a perspective. And the way I look at things is very different than someone else. So how can I have expectation from someone else to do what I want when they are their own person with their own traumas, with their own baggage, and I have my own? And those took me to a path which helped me to discover my own gifts. And my gift is, like, I know Michelle is telling me that all the time, you're like a BS detector. And why? Because I had my own BS and I learned to detect my own BS. And now I'm able to detect other people's BS when they lie to themselves and about others, about their past. And all these things help me to create a different life for myself. And my goal and my gift is to show people and share with people, not teach, because I cannot teach nobody, just to show and teach people, share people what is possible beyond the traumas, beyond the overwhelming, beyond the limiting beliefs, beyond the I'm not worthy, I'm not enough, who I am to do this, who I am to speak, who I am to help other people, and all these things. And my goal is to, and my mission is to continue to help myself so I can share that with other people. Like Michelle always says, it's like she's a brain mechanic. I go dive deep into people's brains and minds to understand what is the truth behind our own BS and lies. And when you get that, you get freedom. That is one of my products, is have freedom into your life, emotionally, mentally, spiritual. And why do I do that? Is because I feel like it's too much suffering in this world and it's not necessary. Pain is good for growth, but suffering is not necessary anymore. And how I think it's different ways: workshops, one-on-ones, group coaching. I have a 9 months group coaching and a one-on-one. One is literally, I choose to be 9 months because it's giving rebirth, reparent, rebirth to yourself and rebuild yourself. And that's a little bit about who I am and what I do. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's really great. And I loved hearing the various pieces that you shared in there of, yeah, again, some of the things I hadn't heard you specifically say before. So it's such a rich sharing. Thank you. Interestingly, let's go to Johan. Johan, if you will please share, and hopefully you're able to hear us and you can share. Just pick up something that you heard Adriana share, weave that into your just acknowledging of something you've experienced, and then share of your 3 questions. Your gifts to the world, who do you serve and how, and your why for what you do.
I don't know if he can hear us, because he was like, send me a message that the videos keep freezing and he's hearing us, he's not hearing us, and he doesn't have idea what's going on. So maybe we can pass on, and then maybe we'll come back to him afterwards if he's able to. I think it's his internet.
All right. Regina, if you would please go ahead and share with us. We look forward to hearing you.
So what I heard Adriana say is that she has this gift of being able to see her own bullshit. And, living in your own BS constantly is a great way to eventually get sick of listening to yourself talk, knowing that that doesn't actually feel right? Like, you can feel the words that you're saying don't actually resonate with who you are as a person. And I've been that person. And what's interesting is, when I first started getting into advanced conversational hypnosis, I received a session. And one of the ways that we can tell that a person is BSing is that everything that they say, every other sentence, is a contradiction of the sentence that they said before. And so there was this one session where this woman was like, do you understand that you just told me like 20 different things just within a minute? And I was like, I know, I'm a walking, talking contradiction. I don't know how I got so twisted up in all of these lies. I can hear myself saying them. And so that was a very big part of my personal journey, is learning to hear the self-lies. So one of my many gifts is health related. So I've been a massage therapist for over 14 years, and I started to see the connection between the things we tell ourselves and the way they manifest in the body, in the physical body, as illness, as imbalance, as pain, as tightness, tension, whatever. We all have a different experience. And I started to make the connections that everything's related. So what are my clients telling themselves over and over again that keeps them coming back every other week or once a month with the same physiological problem that I supposedly had just helped them get rid of? So part of my journey is my background is alternative medicine. So I have this intuitive knack for understanding medical problems. I've had a lot of training in anatomy and physiology and different imbalances in the body. I've also grown up in a household that was a very imbalanced household, mentally, physiologically, illnesses, drinking, drugs, mental abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, verbal abuse, emotional abuse. And so I have this knack for helping people see where the imbalances come from. And so I knew that I couldn't help people much longer with the physical in massage therapy, even though I still do it. I do it very part-time. I realized that my gift was helping people clear the thoughts that create the imbalances, and however they show up. So mental, emotional, physical, spiritual. And so I help people who are so confused with how they got to where they are with those illnesses. And I help them through hypnosis. I help them by going into the subconscious mind, clearing away all of those conscious lies, that all those guesses that we try to figure out why we have the problem that we have. And I help them pull up the root causes of why they're struggling with what they're struggling with. And once I help them get there, I help them to change the mindset, the beliefs, the conclusions, the feelings around those thoughts, so that they can now shift into a transformation of the person that they're really supposed to be. And how that helps them is it helps them remove a lot of those imbalances, those dis-eases, those illnesses from their life. How do I do it? I do it in ACH sessions. So they're very quickly tailored sessions to help people get to root cause quickly, so that they can just start that life transformation that they're looking for. Why do I start people? Because I've had a life full of unhappiness. I'm from a very big family with a lot of crazy and chaos. And I think that life can be a lot simpler to live. I think happiness is achievable, and I don't think that things have to take time.
Thank you. Just sitting with that for a little bit.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I felt like it was like a mic drop.
Yep.
Whoops. I guess it's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's all. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. We're going to, well, we can't, Johan's not here to offer a spot for right now. So Michelle, if you would please go ahead.
Sure. I really appreciated what you said, Regina. Two things actually from your words struck me. One is the subconscious clearing and transformation stuff that I've been recently into Bob Proctor's whole body of work, and that piece of how our subconscious is just like puppeteering all our stuff, and we really have to, you know, when we don't want to eat the cake and we're trying to lose the weight, and all of a sudden we're eating the cake and we don't know why. And there's this thing that just seems to like happen. We're doing things that we're not aware of, and that subconscious piece is just so important to be able to straighten out our lives. And it's amazing that you've done the job that you have for yourself, but now you do it for other people too. So thank you for sharing that. And that was the other part, was what you said about, you know, like really you're an example of the how our stories and our paths here and on Earth School kind of like bring us to the place where we have the gift that we have to share. And that's the kind of people that I love to work with. So I work with people who have, you know, a passion, a lived experience, a body of work or knowledge that they want to share in an online offer. And so I'm a digital doula. I help them birth that in a way that makes sense. And I'll talk a little bit about my why first, probably, because I have a son on the autism spectrum. He's 19, he's nonverbal, self-injurious, and sometimes aggressive in the past. And he, and the journey in supporting our family, supporting him through his journey has shaped a lot of our experiences and what we do. So I had actually had it to the point where the systems had failed him, you know, and I couldn't find care. And, you know, it got to the point of ultimately where I ended up having to, because when he went into adult services, especially, I ended up having to quit my job to care, and all of that was fine. And I completely do that all over again. And what he has taught me has been gifts to my life. But I had set up a company to, so I had a team of 8 people who would go out and help deliver respite and homeschool care, because I needed that for him. And I developed it in a way that other people could use it. But unfortunately, the government insurance systems also fail. It's not just the educational system, but the government insurance side of the house and medical practitioners. So I ended up coordinating everything, like his care, his appointments, his homeschool, and his curriculum, and all of the things. And you get burnt out. So the care company was breaking even, and it was great for the teacher, or great for the parents, great for the workers that were helping the kids, and great for the kids, but it wasn't breaking even. And I just, as a mom, I was like, that's not good enough. All of these systems are failing. And, you know, what about the parents that are exhausted trying to, you know, get all this done and keep the lights on? You know, at one point it was, I can either earn money to feed him, or I can care for him for his safety. You know, it's sort of like those kinds, you don't want to be in those positions. And I also feel very strongly it shouldn't be easier to order a pizza to your door than it is to get quality care for complex kids to your door. So that was why I had started the service, and it wasn't breaking even as a business, and I just wasn't willing to accept that. I'm like, okay, well, let's have a bake sale, or, you know, like what can I do? So I went on a mama bear search. I tried, you know, MLMs and crypto and stocks and Forex and real estate and all the things. And part of the journey led me to kind of realize, oh, as a caregiver, I've kind of also lost myself, and I need to find something that I can do that can raise money to make this work. And what I love to do, and what my son's gifts taught me, was that even though he doesn't speak, he has gifts inside of him. And I love to work with individuals to find out what their gifts are inside of them. And I'm a biologist by formal training, and I always liked rock hunting when I was a kid, finding those special little beautiful little rocks and keeping them and stuff. So I love work. Individuals are like diamonds, and different rubies and gems and minerals and stuff. You can find them, and they're so neat to like help polish up, shape, and bring into like what their gifts are. And everyone is here for a purpose, has a gift inside of them, even if they can't speak it. It can be a business inside of them that they're not speaking. So all of these pieces come together. And I'm also, because I'm a watershed biologist, I think of nature as systems. And I feel like we have business inside of us to help diversify the business world. So as we move into this online era, I help people like craft all that, position their offer. Whoop. Wow, do we have music playing? That's awesome. I help people position their offers, and the marketing that I do digitally around all of that actually is a social purpose enterprise to go help caregivers with respite and homeschool. So I'm a digital marketer, help people do their business, and then the proceeds from that go to support special needs families. That's me.
Amazing.
Oh, thanks. And it's a delight to be here with Adriana and Lorna, who are phenomenal women who have helped me. Like Adriana was a brain mechanic that, you know, like got in deep to some of those subconscious limiting beliefs and removed them. And Lorna, I want you to talk about your offer next, because yeah, we've got a very powerful set of skills that really enabled me to own who I am and be able to, you know, latch onto my why and what I wanted to do in my natural offer. So Lorna, could you talk a little bit about your offer now, since I don't want you to have to introduce yourself?
Oh, good. Thank you. I'm going to start with my why, actually, and it comes down to the truth. I've always been one who wants to know. I want to know the truth, and I think that that's really taken me on my journey, both my what I call my sexual journey, and my spiritual journey. I really want to know the truth. And in my work as a somatic sexologist, it's really, I talk about true, like what is true for you? And I talk about that in terms of what feels, how does it feel aligned and true inside? And I go through that. But I think that sometimes there's a bigger truth, and then there's the truth that's here within, and maybe they're not really separate at all, but it starts within. So for me, it's really about finding the truth within, and from there going forward. How do I serve people? I'm going to start with there. How do I serve people? By finding out where they're at, starting from there. Sometimes it's one-on-one sessions, sometimes it's groups, sometimes it's retreats, sometimes it's sitting there in front of the mirror with them and helping them see themselves in many ways. There's group. I'm doing, coming up here on the 27th, I'm doing my Sex Like Food, which is a body of work that came to me after my midlife sexual awakening, about how do we do food? Wow, what it would be like if we could do sex in the same way, with such a naturalness and a freedom to be with that aspect of who we are. So I'm looking forward to sharing that and bring that body of work more fully into the world as well. My gifts, I would say, are, and I'm just going to weave back. I just want to take a moment and weave back in. Adriana, when you said that about a teacher, you can't really teach them. It spoke to the quote that I've used from Galileo. It's for these last 25 years, it's very, really central. We cannot teach anyone anything. We can only help them to discover what is within. And it just really, I hear that what you're saying there. I appreciate that. And Regina, when you mentioned the piece about, it feels really important to weave some pieces in from each of what you've said. Regina, when you mentioned that about those things that loop over and over again, that what do we keep telling ourselves? That sometimes it's that piece, I even this morning, it's kind of, okay, there's this, it keeps coming up. What is it? What is it? And sometimes it's, okay, just lean into it. What is it? What is the gift that's there? And it's not even about trying to fix it. It's just, can I just listen to it? Can I, look at it from another perspective and see what's there, maybe even beyond and before the story of me, and allowing that, it doesn't have to be this story of time that stretches out, but what can happen in this moment. So I appreciate what you brought up about it doesn't have to take a long time for some of these shifts to happen. And Michelle, your piece about as a child looking for the rocks, I too did that, and to look for those gems. And I think that's a part of my work in my looking at three things that various things that I talk about. What today feels important to talk about is the stories, mirrors, and the merry-go-round. And the stories is, again, looking at everything is a part of the story of us. That's not just our story, but that we are a story, and how everything has been there to support us in losing that awareness of who we are, in the truth of who we are, the essence of who we are. and the role that sex plays in that. We come to this through sex, and yet it's demonized. It's so much shame. How do we have anything other than this journey to try to, who am I, and feeling not less than, rather than, oh, what an incredible story to hide the truth of who we are, and the role that sex has played in that, and how this role of sex can now play a role, not even through the act of sex, because it's not even important to have another person or a partner. It's to be able to look at how it's played a role of creating that illusion of separation of, oh, there's female and there's male, and oh, there's feminine and masculine. It's kind of like, no, it's again to come back into the truth of who we are in this human experience, as well as in our human divine experience. And then the mirror, looking in the mirror, was we see the opposite of what is not what is. So how do we look at, and in this world where it's been, and you mentioned that, Adriana, about the patriarchy where the males are, but it's kind of like, no, in the mirror, let's bring it here where it's the feminine coming up. And I say that's even the spirit, is spirit leading. Feminine leadership, spirit leadership allows us to have that place of harmony. And merry-go-round, it's just, let's come back. There we go. Got it done. So I'm just going to some amazing things.
I wanted to hear the end of the merry-go-round bit, though.
Oh, the merry-go-round. As a child, and for those who are of an era that can remember, on the playground, there were the merry-go-rounds, that you'd sit in, on our kids, we'd get on there and try to get on and go as fast as we could, push, push, push. Sometimes we try to jump on, sometimes trying to jump off, hang on to the handles, and we're spinning around and around. And there were times that was just like, bumps and bruises that happen, oh, I didn't get on, or the bar was going too fast and it bumped me, and the thrill of it, and sometimes the tears of it. And there were times when I would go and sit in the center of the merry-go-round and on that hub, and there was just that centeredness, that peacefulness that was there, and I could just like, wow, just the calm, and I could still be aware of what was happening around. And sometimes, that's where, and again, one of those things that keeps looping is kind of anytime there's something that loops and keeps coming back over and over again, there's a gem in there, and realizing that, oh, that's the journey. We've been taught to look outside of ourselves, where life's happenings are there, these traumas, these different situations. And when we can take all that's happening there and to realize the story of it, the thrill of it, and yet it's coming back into the center and the truth of who we are, where we get to observe what's happening, but that's not who we are. And peace is there. So yeah, take that which seems to be our power side and to bring it back home and feel centered and home into the truth of who we are here in this moment now.
Thank you.
So
cool. Well, if you don't mind, I'll move us
yeah,
into round 3 here. But before we do, I want to make sure that Regina knows that we're just so glad that you were here, and we'd like to offer you like another another session follow-up interview. We usually do like a 1-to-1 to more deep dive.
Okay.
And with Johan, that we can do that for you as well, if you're watching on replay now. And anyone who would like to be on the Connection Circle, we'll put a link to the registration portal, and if everyone wants to share that to others who are heart-centered body, mind, and soul providers, that would be great. And Regina, definitely invite you to drop your links to where folks can get a hold of you in the comments when this is posted. Right. And we are developing because the reason why we wanted to form this group was, yes, to connect people, but we want to connect them not only amongst them to themselves and to between their body, their mind, and their soul, but also to their clients and their clients to them, so that we are looking at a directory of wellness providers with an affiliate program for referrals, and having a genuinely connected and supported network, so that we know each other's work, and we can say, yes, this is the person, oh, I can't help you with that, but I know somebody who can, and we can do that kind of that pre-internet, old-fashioned kind of way. So there'll be more on that coming in fall. But for today, I would love to just do a little one-word recap. So let's think of a word that you would use to describe today's session. And yeah, in a word, what did you think of it, and any takeaway or final connection that you would like to make? So I'm feeling actually, let's go in reverse order and go start with Lorna. What word would you use to describe today?
Holy, interesting. It's almost in both the spellings, Holy and Hohw, Wholly. Holy in both ways.
Cool, thank you. And I think it was Regina, you went second, so let's go with you. What word would you use today?
I felt heartfelt, like everybody's description of how they got into this work, why they're here, who they're helping, comes from the heart. It comes from this deep want that people get help, people heal, people, they heal and they learn about themselves and they're able to move forward as their whole self, tying in Lorna's word whole.
Goosebumps. Yeah, no, the whole universal clockworks things comes to my mind, where as we each play our role, we tie together. Adriana, what was your word?
Resilience.
Aha.
Because we all had to learn what resilience is to be able to be where we are today. And even in today, when the internet didn't work for some people and we had to learn and have more resilience and understanding that things happen for a reason, and just push through and learn from all of us, including Johan. I know he's not giving up. It's like, I'll come the next time. So it's all about resilience. More we learn to be ourselves and with ourselves and understand ourselves, more we be able to build that resilience that will help us to help others as well too.
Good. Okay. Well, mine, I want to say heartwarming. Like it's always, I'm always profoundly grateful for these sessions, even when there's tech problems and we start late, even when people can't connect and they're trying to, and they can't get through. There's some sort of, I'm just like profoundly grateful that we have a place where we're all here together, and we can connect with each other, and that we can share these gifts, because it's those universal clockwork bits of like, when someone's needing something, we'll have each other to be able to support each other. And that is, as someone who grew up as an only child in kind of isolated circumstances for various reasons, that's like really important to me personally. And I really get a lot of juice and satisfaction out of being able to learn about each person and deepen the relationship. And Regina, it's just lovely to have you here today. Thank you so much for being in the group. And I know that everyone in the group is like that too. So I think that if that's good with you guys, if you don't have any closing thoughts, or if you want to say goodbye, we'll close it off there for today's Connection Circle. But if you're watching on replay, make sure that you connect with Regina or Adriana or Lorna and I. If you have need of any services, or would like to talk over things, we will post the links in the comments so you can connect with each other, and we'll offer the follow-up interview there, Regina, if you'd like that. And Johan, we'll get you for sure on here next time. I know we've got another lady who couldn't make it, who said that she'd like to as well. So we will have tech sorted next time, and we'll go from here. So thank you so much for being here, you guys. Have a great weekend, rest of the night.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, bye.